The man was mad, with a handheld Alaska XLVII, and madly directed at the occupier. Men in distress with wives. Fortunately, they have fled. Helicopters on the helicopter were not meant to stop, and he continued to launch the aircraft on the other side of the pair. The end wing of the aircraft was suddenly locked into an electric wire, and the aircraft was instantaneously lost. I had the honor to acknowledge the persistence of the death penalty in 4 words. However, the crisis was not lifted. The door on the pair was now being broken by mobs, the men's hearts and minds were burning, and the opportunity to escape was sought. Abruptly, he discovered as long as it reaches the opposite floor, there may be one line of living. He then allowed his wife to start the past, and then he would then turn to 2 children at a time when the door was already available. Forced change, tyranny, see human murder, male leader, immediate and morale. Despite fear, the wife has no choice, but Hardhead called now that there is a deep-seated mob, it is understood that men can only be encouraged on a continuous basis, and finally, she will be able to re-emerge her courage and then return to steps to speed up the run, than to stay in her hands. In the first step, success has been achieved, with men throwing their daughters in the past. The second step was also successful, immediately followed by a large daughter. The immediate curtain is to allow his nascent strands to run, while the man has no time to comfort and can only force him back. May in the instant case, the girl's daughter, in response to his or her ability to live with his or her children, has led to a direct loss of focus in the instantaneous period, reflecting the difficulty of doing so. The mother in the face of the daughter is rushed, at a critical juncture, with good minds, and helping to bring him to justice. Taking advantage of the previous car, perfection, withholding of daughter's body. The failure to see full success in the transfer of mild wheels. Men are less fortunate. Men see, wives are locked into the lower floor, the door to the top of the building. Men it is only once again adventured to reach the next generation by drums, followed by a family member who has not been able to do so. The tyranny of the building was found to have opened the tank. The man's leader immediately broke the window into the house, warning everyone to flee his life. Yes, the entire building was damaged, with numerous deaths and injuries. Males 4 and not injured, and he was rushed with his family to hide behind a rock. One body is used to shield the whole. Shortly afterwards, trespassed into the floor, indiscriminately killing other survivors, 4 of whom went into hiding in the face of the climate. The atmosphere is not dreadful. After their departure, the man was a family member who was slowly replicating from the hole and saw the body of the area. Keys, male leaders know that we must resort to the United States Embassy, and he was finally found in a sample of 4 jockeys, sitting in a motorcycle, using the key. Visit to the United States Embassy. A large number of violent mobs encountered on one path can only be slowly adopted at a low level when they can come to the embassy, with immediate images. Male leaders are totally disappointed.